Johnny Morrow here again with Track the Lead. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about prospecting, the types of prospecting and lead generation basically. The things I'm going to talk about reference back to that DISC profile class that I did. So if you haven't seen that, look at that real quick. It's a short video, but it'll give you an idea of personalities to help you prospecting. So I'm just going to write that on the board, the DISC, the D-I-S-C. All right, so when you're prospecting, there's two types of prospecting that really occurs. It's either, what's it called, active prospecting, where you're going out to the leads and getting leads. And then there's passive prospecting, where the leads are coming to you. Now, if you're a D personality, you can do the active prospecting pretty simply. You're not afraid of rejection, right? But if you're an S personality, the active prospecting can be pretty daunting because there's a lot of rejection in it. And if you're the S personality, you don't like rejection. I's don't like rejection either, but their personality can overcome that, okay? So what I want to talk about first is active prospecting, all right? And what is active prospecting? Well, active prospecting is the act of going out and getting the clients, right? You're not waiting for them to come to you. So what are some ways of doing active prospecting? It can be the ever-dreaded cold calling, where you get a phone book and make a bunch of calls. That's very old school. Does it work? Yes. Does it take a lot of time? Yes. Is there a do not call list? Yes. So you have to be aware of all those things. But if we can do a form of this by narrowing down the list, you can call expireds. And also FSBOs, for sale by owners. Now these people have raised their hand and said, I want to sell my house. So rather than doing cold calling, unless you're working in a particular neighborhood, a farm area, that would be okay. But it'd be better to focus on the expired and the FSBOs. Now again, if that your personality and your type will allow you to do this, then do it. But if every time you do it, you get a stomach ache and you feel sick, maybe you don't have to do this, because we can do passive, okay? But with the expireds and the FSBOs, just remember one thing. FSBOs are doing it most likely because they want to save money. They don't want to pay a realtor. They've done it before, so know what you're getting into. There's a lot of great scripts out there for calling FSBOs. And some of them are maybe underwater with their house, so they can't pay a realtor, okay? The expireds have tried it, and they've failed, right? So the only thing with expireds, why did it expire? Well, it's because of price or condition. Those are the only two reasons why the house won't sell, and it all comes back to price. So keep that in mind and be strong with them, okay? So that's the active. Now, what's the other one? The other one is the passive. And with today's technology, passive lead generation is actually probably the way to go now. Again, if you can call the expires and the FSBOs, that's going to be quicker money because you can get through a lot of people who want to sell now, right? But with passive prospecting, people are coming to you. Any personality type can handle passive, right? And it doesn't give you a stomach ache, right? Now, if it still gives you a stomach ache, even though they're calling you, this might not be the business for you. Just saying. So, what are types of passive prospecting? Well, there is doing an open house, right? Well, doing an open house, I know realtors are going to say they don't work, nobody ever comes in. Well, in another video, I'm going to show you the open house on steroids, which you will get a lot of traffic in your house, okay? So look for that other video and follow that for the open house. Now, what's great about open house is you're going to have face-to-face contact with somebody, able to shake a hand and carry on a conversation with somebody face-to-face. So people you get from the open house are going to be really good, and you'll be able to determine right then and there if they're real or not, right? Some other passive ways of lead generation is on the internet, right? And there's a couple of different ways. You can pay for leads, and you can pay for leads from people like Trulia, Zillow. Those are just two of the big ones. You can pay for leads from them, and you'll get plenty of leads from them. Again, it's in the follow-up with following up those leads and calling them right away. Anytime you have internet leads, you need to respond within 3 minutes or they're on to the next realtor. So just keep that in mind. So having a way to contact them like that is very important in the passive lead generation, right? So you just pay money here and you get that, right? Another way for passive and where you won't have to pay is if you actually have done a blog, right? A very niche blog. I did this in a very niche area, and I'll show you, I'll do a series on how I did this, where I got all the way up to number 2 on Google in my niche market. And it took me several months to do it. This does not happen overnight, right? But you can get high rankings on Google by focusing your blog on a certain niche product. And again, I'll explain that in another video, okay? Now, one of the other ways of passive prospecting is by doing postcards. Now, it's very important that if you do postcards, you know that you're gonna do several mailings, not just one. If you're just gonna do one, save your money, don't do it. If you're gonna do postcards, do it to your farm area, right? And you're gonna have to repeat this several times with the same homeowners or the same prospects. You don't want to hit 20,000 different people, 200 or 1,000 at a time. You want to hit the same 200 every time, several times, and keep doing it. You just don't want to go out of your area. Keep hitting the same ones, right? Even if you do the postcards that are just sold, like you just sold a property, don't do it in that area. Do it in your farm area, even if your farm area is not in the same area. It doesn't matter, you're putting your face in front of them, right? So postcards. Another one, this is very old school, but it does work. And it's probably more active, but I didn't go over this, is knocking doors. I have seen even S personalities knock doors in their neighborhood because it's face-to-face. Now, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Stick with these, the internet, the postcards, the blogging. They're going to help you get clients in a passive way. I'm just thinking. So if you guys ever have any questions, you can go to trackthelead.com, send a message, and we'll get back to you. Our goal at trackthelead.com is to help realtors become better realtors, right? We have the great follow-up system because no matter how you get the clients, whether it's passive or active, you still got to follow up with them. So give trackthelead.com a try. We help realtors think less and do more. At trackthelead.com, we help realtors think less and do more. Thanks.